Fixxx on Dash Radio.
Get the shit. What up, what up? We're back. You listen to the Fixxx on Dash Talk X. So we got a legend in the building. I'm going to go ahead and let Codigo go ahead and introduce him.
Yes, legend is nothing but short of it. He's known in the game from Wiz Khalifa. Plenty of people known him, worked with him and whatnot. He's a rapper. Go ahead and say what's up. What's goody?
West, it's your homeboy Mr. Criminal right here. Posted up. What's good with it?
Nothing much. How you feeling?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling on top of the world right now.
That's what's up.
Should.
Thank you for taking time to come on the Fixxx too, man.
Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. I don't wake up this early, but we're here. You know?
Hey, that's love.
That means
that's
we're doing
love.
something when
Yeah.
people come through early. You dig?
Yeah, definitely.
So where are you from?
Man, I'm from Silver Lake, California. Born in Whittier, all through and through Southern California. Bounced around a lot of my life, so I got best of both worlds. I know about, the San Gabriel Valley, downtown LA, all the way to the Inland Empire. You know what I'm saying? I'm a Southern California kid.
Okay, so where did your career start here in LA?
Man, it started in the streets, basically, in the barrio, backyards, you know what I'm saying? Banging in the streets, being in the back of a Regal. Might have had one of the homies had on Zapper Roger, more bounce, just start flowing. Yeah. Took it a little more serious when my homeboys pushed me in front of like 300-400 people, backyard parties back in the day, Pico Rivera, Whittier. That's where Mr. Criminal was born, you know what I'm saying? Just being a 15, 16-year-old gangbanger in the streets, and my older homies like, my little homie could flow, put on a beat, and they throw on like, ain't no fun if the homies can't have none. I grabbed the mic, next thing you know, 300 or 400 people screaming. I was like, this is what I want to do.
I'm from San Diego, and it's a lot of the Hispanic culture, and I've always heard of you even way back in the day. You know what I'm saying? So your name's traveled. All through the West Coast.
That's a blessing, man.
You know what I'm saying? So you worked with artists like what, Wiz Khalifa, Bone Thugs.
Yes, sir.
What would be an artist in the game right now you want to add to that list?
Man, there's a cat out of Detroit that I'm actually in the mix of talking to his producer, Hell of a Beats, and he produced a couple tracks for me already, and we're gonna connect some dots. His name's T Grizzly. Everybody knows T Grizzly.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. He's gonna be on my next album. That's something that I don't really like. Feel a lot of too many new cats. They be like on some like different stuff, but he keeps that original flow going. I come from the old school, gotta have them bars up, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I mess with T Grizzly. He's gonna be on my stuff.
Hell yeah.
So you would never, you think, take some of these new artists and put them on some of your stuff right now?
Nah, definitely. I tap in with the new school. I got the homie G Perico on my last album.
Oh yeah, he a beast.
Yeah, I messed with the homie Draco before he got busted. I listened to some of the Shoreline Mafia cast, so it's not like I'm opposed to it. I just like real spit. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the new cast. I'm not knocking nobody. Everybody got their own genre, but there's a lot of that singy auto tune stuff, which I got in my single Elevate, but I don't gravitate towards that as a fan. I like listening to stuff that just spitters. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, there's not a lot. I feel like there's not too many Hispanic men in the game right now really trying to rap.
Yeah.
So you brought up Shoreline Mafia. What do you think about them? A young group coming up, basically. How do you feel like they're executing the game right now?
I think it's dope to see youth, period, from the West Coast coming up. I mean, at the end of the day, one of them is a Mexican cat from East Hollywood, kind of from by my area, you know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I think it's dope to see, the coast being embraced, a new movement, you know what I'm saying? We've been for too long listening to other coasts and other cultures, you know what I'm saying? We're starting to bring it back and start making everybody look back our way.
As a legend in the game, like what is the message that you would want to teach the young cats that's coming in the game right now, you feel me, in this new music climate?
Man, well, as far as teaching, I would say just the independence, you know what I'm saying? We came from out the trunk with it, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we went through Universal, which was a blessing, but the independent grind is heavy right now. Obviously, it's 2019. Streaming is heavy through the roof. Album sales is tanked. So at the end of the day, you don't really need a record label no more. You just need yourself, push yourself hard as you can and, grind, you know what I'm saying? And get that independent grind up, run your numbers up, you know what I'm saying?
Is that how you really, got yourself out there? I know you said you were performing in the back, had 400 people deep. But when was that big breakthrough for you?
The big breakthrough was when I met a dude named Mr. Capone-E at a car show back in 2000. I believe it was 2000. I was fresh out. I was locked up a lot as a kid. I didn't make it past 7th grade. I was state raised. So I was out from one of my terms, and, I was pretty much at a position where I didn't know what to do with my life. You know what I'm saying? All I knew was gangbanging, selling drugs, and being in the streets. And at the end of the day, it just so happened being at a car show on some gangbanging shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, not even on no music stuff. And just at the end of the day, meeting the right person. Next thing you know, we in the studio, and it just got signed, and it was history from there.
So how does it feel to go from music to films? Because you've been in You was in Bright, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I got a couple movies coming out this year too. It's absolutely like a dream come true. Honestly, I still pinch myself when I'm on set and I'm filming. I'm like, I be in there. I no lie, man. I got my little, mirror in my trailer, and I be smiling at myself. What the hell am I doing in here? You know, I don't even know what the hell I'm doing in there, but I made it, man. We in Hollywood now. You know, Mr. Criminal. We making it to the mainstream now.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
So you got a track with Wiz Khalifa called Elevate. You want to tell the listeners about that before we play it for them?
Yeah, absolutely, man. It's just it's a lifestyle song, man. It's elevation. You know, we taking this, like you said, you know, since back in the days, the name is starting to rise. We elevating this all the way, you know, with the movie stuff from you know, the underground, like I said, from the trunk with it all the way to Hollywood mainstream. So obviously, you know, the best way I could describe that is an elevation. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm also trying to elevate my people's mentality. You know, we come from also the gangbang mentality where, you know, that's all we know. I'm also trying to steer the youth in a different direction because I know from my experience and half of my homeboys that I grew up with, they're either dead or in prison for life. You know what I'm saying? And that's not the way to lead kids. You know what I'm saying? So it's an elevation all the way around, from a lifestyle to the way we're coming up to, you know, just teaching the youth this ain't the way you want to go.
That's what's up. So what we're going to do is take a small break. We're going to play Elevate by Mr. Criminal featuring Wiz Khalifa. You listen to The Fixxx on Dash Talk X.
Yeah. Elevate.
Hell yeah,
that was hard right there.
Hell yeah, that video was definitely wasn't
vibe.
no broke niggas in that video. Wasn't no ugly females in that motherfucker. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? You really had to be on some elevated shit to be up in that shit.
It's exclusive.
That's hard. So tell me about your relationship with Wiz. How'd you all come to meet each other?
Man, so I got a dude that I work with that I've been working with for a while. His name's Jay Hanlon. He's a very well-known producer. He's worked with the likes of Shaka Khan, a lot of big, like, next-level people. And, you know, he's always believed in me, even before the movie stuff. And he always told me that I had potential to cross over and do some stuff, and he thought I should take it to another level. I didn't really believe in it. I was like, nah, I'm just going to stick to what I'm doing, stick on this underground shit. And after we did the Bright, you know, a lot of doors started opening, a lot of, you know, calls started coming in. And, you know, he's like, man, it's that time. You know, the gas is starting to, you know, get on the flames. It's starting to go. So he actually kickstart the career of a dude named Purse from 808 Mafia, which is like one of the biggest hip-hop groups in hip-hop right now. And, you know, he said he was going to call in that favor, reach out. Purse reached out to Wiz, you know, showed us some of the music, back and forth, and next thing you know, we got a single called Elevate.
That's what's up.
That's what's up.
It was meant to be.
I like that.
Super blessed because, you know, Wiz don't just mess with anybody,
Hell,
especially
man.
on the underground level, you know what I'm saying? So it made me feel really like I got
You still
embraced.
feel like you underground because your name is known. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, at that point, I felt like definitely it was still at an underground level. I would say like in the last like 6 to 8 months, I definitely kicked in the door to another level. And especially after this summer, man, I'm not even ashamed, man. After this George Lopez all Latino film cast and the one with Shia LaBeouf, it's about to be everybody's.
That's what's up. Hell yeah.
That's what's up. Do you feel, not necessarily do you feel like, but are you going to, you know, make sure you reach back and bring other underground rappers with you and put them on features?
Absolutely. That's why I got my label. I started Crime Family Entertainment about 2 years ago. I got a lot of dope artists. I got my homeboy Diablo. You know, he's been fresh in and out from doing terms in prison, decided to change his life through music. And now he's got millions and millions of views and lots of followers all over the country. And he just traveled internationally with me. He went to Brazil. So, you know, we're giving opportunities to people. I got my artist Any Means. I got Little Cuete. Got a lot of dope-ass artists on my label. So I'm very proud of the roster we accumulated.
That's dope.
Now, I know as artists, like, we turn up, we do our thing and everything like that. But at the same time, you got, like, an amazing story. So I wanted to know, like, how important is it to you, do you feel that when you make it to, like, a level that you're at, to be a role model for those people that are coming from the same places that we started at?
Yeah, it's very important. It's very important. A lot of people ask me why I started changing my music. I think it goes with that question. At the end of the day, like, I started doing a lot of shows, and I had a lot of youngsters coming up to me like, man, I just smoked an enemy to your music last night, or I just put in work to your stuff last night, let some food bleed. I'm like, man, that's not the legacy I want to leave behind, you know what I'm saying? So it's very important to me to you know, steer. I have a conscious, you know, like I said earlier, I've been through a lot in my life as well, so I definitely don't want to see, you know, any youth going through what I went through if I even had 1% of influencing them to go that route, you know what I'm saying? So I'd rather, you know, push positivity, put a camera in a kid's hand instead of a gun, you know, give them an opportunity instead of trying to pump them up to gangbang.
Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Straight up.
Oh, yeah. You want to tell some of the listeners that may be under a rock, that may not know some of the stuff you've overcome to get to this point? You want to kind of give them a little...
Yeah, man, we like basically, you know, just the average struggle of a Latino kid with no father in Southern California, you know, coming up with just a single mother, gangbanging, you know, in and out of jail since 7th grade, got signed to Universal, you know, out the trunk took it worldwide. Very proud to now be in Hollywood, and now we taking it next level with this redemption, man. So just a young Latino that's coming up, 18 years in the game, and a lot of hard work.
Do you see yourself doing any tracks with Snow the Product?
Yeah, actually, she reached out when she first touched back in California. She's originally was from Texas. She was bouncing back and forth from Texas, from up north. And when she first reached out, she tapped back. It was like, I think 10 years ago. She wanted to do some stuff. We've been speaking for years about that, but it's definitely gonna come true.
That's what's up.
Come through.
Dope. Well, hey, go ahead and tell us where we can find you at. What's your social media and everything?
Yeah.
And anything else you have coming up.
Sure. On Instagram, it's Mr. Criminal. Twitter, Mr. Criminal 1. YouTube, The Crime Family. Mr. Criminal Media. Facebook, The Crime Family.
That's what's up. And
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
She asked what else we got coming. I got a new album that's going to be coming soon. It's going to be called Blue Bandanas and Red Carpet.
Ooh, blue bandanas and red carpets.
Like
That's creative. I like
raw.
that. That's hella hot.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. Make sure you keep the Fixxx in the loop with anything
All
else
day.
popping off with you. And I wish you the best.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. You always got an open door here at the Fixxx when
Thank
you're
you
gonna
so
come
much.
through, man.
For sure. Next time I'm just stay up the whole night though. So I'm trying to wake up in the morning, man. You can't wake up that early.
All right, no, nighttime is artist hours for real.
Yeah, for real.
So what we're gonna do is take a quick break. You listen to the Fixxx on Dash Talk X.